So hi everyone, welcome to this session. We shall be discussing about solving simultaneous equations. Basically we're going to learn two methods. The first one is using substitution method. Number two, we shall look at elimination method. So those are the two methods that we shall be looking at under solving simultaneous equations using substitution and elimination. So I will take the first example. First example, solve the two simultaneous equations using substitution method. You are given 2x plus 3y is equal to 4, and you also given 5x plus 6y is equal to 7. If you are given such a question and you are told to use a substitution method, so what you will do, solution, we know that if you are using substitution, it means substitution is about replacing it. What you do, assuming this is our first equation and this is our second equation, so step number one is that you make any variable in the first equation the subject of the formula. So what I'm saying, we can for instance make x the subject of the formula in the first equation, and then later on we will now replace it. Substitution is about replacement. We shall replace it in the second equation. So you can also decide to make x in the second equation the subject of the formula, then you replace it in the first equation. Either way, you will get the answers. So I will start with 2x plus 3y is equal to 4. I want to make x the subject of the formula, so I have to push this part to the other side so that I will have 2x is equal to 4 minus 3y. So therefore, it means our x will be equal to 4 minus 3y all over 2. So that is the value of x. Remember, what I've said is, I'm making x the subject of the formula in the first equation, so that now I can replace it in the second equation. My second equation reads 5x plus 6y is equal to 7. This is my second equation. That is my second equation. So I need to replace this value in the first equation in this value. So where I have x, I will write this value. So I will have 5 into 4 minus 3y all over 2. Remember now this value of x has been replaced here. Plus 6y is equal to 7. Can we do the same equation here? So we are having 5 into 4 minus 3y all over 2 plus 6y is equals to 7. After you get this, for you to eliminate this fraction, you multiply both sides by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. You will get, if you multiply by 2 here, so multiply by 2, multiply by 2, you multiply by 2. These 2 and these 2 will cancel, so that you remain with 5 into 4 minus 3y plus 6 times 2, you will get 12y is equals to 14. That is what we get. If you open up this bracket, 5 times 4, you will get 20 minus 15y plus 12y is equals to 14. If you evaluate this, you will get 20 minus 3y. 15 minus 15 plus 12 is the same as 12 minus 15, which is 3y, which will be equal to 14. You can either take this one to the other side, so I can have 20, this one coming here. Once 14 crosses the equal sign, it becomes a minus, is equal to, this one crosses the other side, it becomes positive 3. So 20 minus this becomes 6, which will be equal to 3y. Therefore, if you divide both sides by 3, y will be equal to 6 over 3, which is the same as 2. So our value of y is 2. So we have gotten the value of y, but remember our x was equals to 4 minus 3y all over 2. We need to determine the value of x. So what we do is you need to replace the value of y. So in this case we know, you can write it here as 4 minus 3 into 2. Remember, we know the value of y is 2, so we substitute it there, all over 2. So that will be the same as, this is 6. 4 minus 6 all over 2, which is the same as 4 minus 6, you get minus 2 all over 2, which is equal to minus 1. Therefore, x is equal to minus 1. So the value of y is 2, the value of x is negative 1. So we have solved this equation. We have solved this equation using substitution method. We have solved that equation using substitution method. We can move ahead and take more. We take another example, but this time around we want to use elimination method. So our question should read, solve the two simultaneous equations using elimination method. Using elimination method. So when you are using elimination method, elimination means you want to remove completely a given section. So in such a case, elimination will be using either subtraction or addition in a manner that will be able to remove completely a given portion. So for this case, we shall use subtraction, and we have to make sure one part has got similar coefficients. These are coefficients. So what I will do, I will have to rewrite the two equations. 2x plus 3y is equals to 4. 5x plus 6y is equals to 7. So if you want to eliminate x, you must make sure the coefficients are the same. If you want to eliminate y, then you have to make sure that you get a number that will be able to multiply these two to make them similar, so that you subtract to eliminate them. So the first step is to interchange. You interchange the coefficients of the variable that you want to remove. If you want to remove y, so you will have to switch. 6 will move up, 3 will move down, outside the bracket. Then you will multiply across board. So we will have to eliminate x. If I want to eliminate x, remember I will interchange the coefficients. This 5 comes up, this 2 goes down. I've interchanged the coefficients. That is the first step. The second step will be, I will now be able to multiply across board. If I multiply across board, I will get, if you multiply these two equations, you will get 10x plus 15y is equals to 20. 10x plus 12y is equals to 14. So we have simplified that. So we shall have, if you solve this, you will be able to get, we are subtracting. If you subtract, you will get 0. This is 3y, which is equals to, if you subtract that, you will get 6. So y will be equal to 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3. This gives us 2. Remember, it gives us 2 like the previous one that we did. You will move on now. You will substitute this value in any of the equations. You can pick either equation 1 or equation 2. Let us pick equation 2, for example. You'll have to write 5x plus 6y is equals to 7. So I've said, once you get the first solution, you will pick any of these equations, then you replace that value. So I'll replace y, 5x plus 6. I know my y is 2, so I have to replace 2 there, is equals to 7. So this gives me 5x plus 12 is equals to 7. 5x will be equal to 7 minus 12. So 5x will be equal to minus 5. 7 minus 12 is minus 5. Therefore, x will be equal to minus 1. Remember, it's the same as minus 5 divided by 5, which is the same as minus 1. So these are the two solutions. Those are the two values once you are using substitution and elimination. So we can take one more example. So we are now looking at one more example. At another example, solve the two simultaneous equations using elimination method. That is the first equation, this is the second equation. So what you do in such a case, like we said, you'll have to rewrite the two equations solution there. You have x minus y is equal to 4, 2x plus y is equals to 2. You interchange the coefficients. The coefficient 2, 1. Here we have 1 comes down, 2 comes up. So if you multiply these, you will get 2x minus 2y is equals to 8. Then you have 2x plus y is equals to 2. So if you subtract this, you will get 0. This minus this, you will get minus 3. Minus 3y minus 2y minus y, you get minus 3 is equals to 8 minus 2, you get 6. So therefore, y will be equal to 6 divided by minus 3, which is minus 2. So that is the value of y. If we now look at, you can write any of these equations for you to get x. X minus y is equals to 4. If you replace y, x minus into brackets minus 2 is equals to 4. A minus times a minus is a positive. So x plus 2 is equal to 4. Therefore, x will be equal to 4 minus 2. So x will be equal to that one, so that therefore x will be equal to 2. So these are the two values of x. We can now use the last method to solve this equation. We use substitution and see whether we'll get the same answer. Solve the two simultaneous equations using substitution. If it is substitution, like I said, you have to make one of these equations, the variable in one of those equations, the subject of the formula. So x minus y is equal to 4. Our x can be given as 4 plus y. So we have made x the subject of the formula. Remember, this was our first equation. We can move ahead, write the second equation, which is 2x plus y is equals to 2. You substitute the value of x, so it will be equal to 2. Where we have x, you replace with 4 plus y is equals to 2. This is 8 plus 2y plus y is equals to 2. So 8 plus 3y will be equal to 2. If you take this one to the other side, you will get, 3 8. 3y is equal to 2 minus 8, so that 3y will be equal to minus 6. So y will be equal to minus 6 divided by 3, which is equal to minus 2. So that is the value of y. The same thing we got when we were doing the other method. Then we can move ahead now and be able to get x. Remember, our x is given by 4 plus y. So it means that we can replace y minus 2. This will be equal to 4 minus 2, which is equal to 2. Therefore, our x is equals to 2. Those are the two values you are getting, and you can see the two methods gives us the same values. So we will start there.